Say, like, how much confidence do you think that you can knock out Benavidez?
100% confidence, because it's a possibility he's going to have in his mind. He's going to go out there. He said it to me in my face. I'm going to try and hurt this guy every round.
I definitely feel like this is going to help me open up the doors more for a knockout against Anthony Yarde, because at the end of the day, you know, you can't just go in there and just brawl. You got to set the knockouts up, and that's how all the greats set up knockouts. You know, they set them up for traps. They make them walk into stuff.
He's a prohibitive favorite, so you're not laying all that wood. The under-over is 9.5.
David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde, an undefeated champion and a hungry challenger, break down their styles and motivations ahead of their world title fight. David Benavidez opened with respect for his opponent, Anthony Yarde, but was quick to affirm that his signature aggressive strategy inside the ring will not change. Now free from outside distractions, he emphasized that his focus is sharper than ever. Benavidez also believed fighters have a duty to be role models, demonstrating that they can compete at a fierce, elite level without any personal hatred. However, he made one thing clear: when the bell rings, all respect is set aside, and his sole mission is to inflict decisive damage and secure a dominant victory.
I have a lot of respect for Anthony Yarde, but nothing has changed. I'm going in there trying to do the same thing, but I'm able to focus more on the fight, you know what I mean? So, and I also feel like us as people, we got to be role models to the kids. You know, we don't always have to get dirty in the fights. We don't always have to talk smack and do all this and that. We can both be gentlemen, still try to go kill each other in the ring, but still show a lot of respect before and after the fight. So there's no bad blood, but I'm gonna be looking for some blood come November 22nd.
Furthermore, Benavidez stated his motivation is internally focused on personal achievement at 175 pounds, rather than external validation from critics or fans. He wanted to be the undisputed baddest man on the planet within his weight class.
For myself, I want to be the baddest man on the planet at 175. So, you know, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna have a tremendous victory, you know what I mean? And that's why I trained extremely hard, because I want to go in there and I want to answer them questions for myself as well.
Looking ahead, Benavidez addressed his championship ambitions directly. While he believed a fight with Canelo would have secured his undisputed status, his focus has now shifted to conquering the light heavyweight division. He expressed strong confidence in a future clash with Dimitri Bivol, recalling their past sparring sessions favorably. Benavidez was quick to add that he is now a far more powerful and seasoned fighter than he was during those sessions. Despite his confidence, he maintained deep respect for Bivol as a great champion, promising that a fight between them would deliver a spectacular show for boxing fans worldwide.
If I would have had my opportunity to fight Canelo for the undisputed titles, I would have been undisputed champion already. But that didn't happen, so now 175, I'm gonna win all the undisputed titles here.
And obviously Bivol holding the other belts, a guy you've had history with. When you do talk about sparring him and almost having success against Bivol, does that give you confidence, I guess, of a future fight against Dimitri Bivol?
Yeah, it definitely gives me confidence, because I sparred him a lot and I had a lot of success with him. You know, last time I sparred him, I was 22 years old. So now I'm a stronger fighter, more intelligent fighter, a fighter with more experience. But, you know, that doesn't take nothing away from Dimitri Bivol. He's a great fighter, and but this is what makes these fights fun. You know, two great fighters going up against each other and giving the fans what they want to see.
In a bold declaration, Anthony Yarde expressed confidence in his ability to win by knockout, citing his powerful boxing skills and one-punch fight-ending power. He believed David Benavidez was aware of this threat that would force the champion to fight with caution rather than his usual aggression. Yarde stated that a clean-landed punch would secure his victory and make him the champion. He held on to this belief with complete certainty, knowing it was a dominant factor in his opponent's mind as well.
Yeah. The fact that I know that I've got the ability to box, I've got the ability to, you know, I've got extreme power, I've got the ability to, you know, make Benavidez think about how he's coming forward, you know, just throwing punches. And I know he knows this, so he's not going to come in all lapsy-daisy. If I land on him clean, the fight is finished and I win, I'm victorious. I'm the new WBC light heavyweight champion of the world. You know, what a story. So I hold into things like that.
That's what I was going to say, like, how much confidence do you think that you can knock out Benavidez?
100% confidence, because it's a possibility he's going to have in his mind. He's going to go out there. He said it to me in my face. I'm going to try and hurt this guy every round.
For Anthony Yarde, his primary goal as a man was to provide for himself and his loved ones while accomplishing meaningful things in life. This personal philosophy is the very reason he fearlessly accepts the toughest fights and new challenges, always asking himself, why not? He credits this positive, opportunity-driven mindset for transforming his life. Because of this outlook, he firmly stated that he had no regrets about his career.
Me as a person, me as a man with my beliefs, I've always wanted to be able to provide, you know, look after myself, look after the people around me, and I'm able to do that, and also not waste my life, you know, accomplish things, and I've done that, and I'm still doing it, and that's why when people say to me, why are you taking these fights? Like, why? I'm like, why not? That's the same thing people said to me, why are you starting to box? Like, why not? And I thought that my mentality changed my life completely.
Yeah.
Changed my life completely. Because I'm always looking at the possibilities, positive possibilities. Even the way I talk, you know, the way I try to eat, it's all positive. Life is great.
So you have no regret on taking certain fights at the time, because you could have gone down another road, you could have done another route for a world title, so you have no regret in that.
Absolutely no regrets in life.
Meanwhile, David Benavidez revealed that his move up to 175 pounds required a major evolution in his style. His entire training camp was dedicated to fundamentals, sharpening his jab, mastering distance, and setting up his power shots with strategy. He believed this smarter, more technical approach would actually create the perfect traps to secure a knockout against Yarde. While he has full confidence in this new game plan, Benavidez made it clear he's fully prepared to abandon it and turn the fight into a brutal war if needed.
People talk about that, did my power carry up because I haven't stopped these last two fighters. But what that happening, you know, I was used to walking guys down at 168, you know, because I was a bigger guy. Coming up to 175 actually made me go back to the drawing board, made me figure out that I had to go back to the basics. Getting the jabs started, getting the distance, you know, setting punches up, using a little bit of the ring. So I went back to this camp, and I definitely feel like this is going to help me open up the doors more for a knockout against Anthony Yarde, because at the end of the day, you know, you can't just go in there and just brawl. You got to set the knockouts up, and that's how all the greats set up knockouts. You know, they set them up for traps, they make them walk into stuff. So I know, you know, I put together a great game plan. But if that doesn't work, then we can make it a all-out war. You know, I mean, this is what I like to do. So I mean, I'm very confident. You know, I have a good game plan, and you know, I'm excited to perform for my fans on Saturday.
Anthony Yarde revealed he accepted this fight without hesitation because of a core belief that a real fighter must always face the best. He confessed that turning down such a massive challenge would have made him question his entire purpose in the sport. While he acknowledged no fighter is perfect, he trusted that his own fight-ending power provides a clear route to victory with just one clean connection. He respected his opponent's high-pressure punching style and the real danger it presents. Ultimately, Yarde believed it is this explosive clash of styles, power versus pressure, that will make the fight so compelling and unpredictable for the fans.
Why did you say yes straight away? Why was there no hesitation to take it?
Because of, again, something Benavidez can probably see in me. I'm just raw. Why am I in boxing if I'm not willing to fight the best? Again, I had 12 amateur fights. I've still taken on all challenges, you know, and it's just in me. So I'm the kind of person, if this fight got offered to me and I didn't take it, I'll question myself. Why?
Do you see a weakness there then? Do you look at that and think, okay, there's holes there?
Regardless, you know, no boxer, as they say, no boxer is perfect, no boxer without flaws. With my power, again, if I land on him, you know, at the wrong time, he's gone. Same thing for him with me. You know, he's a big volume puncher, great pressure.
Similarly, David Benavidez acknowledged Anthony Yarde as a highly experienced and dangerous opponent, especially given his hunger to win a world title on his third attempt. He believed that a fighter with his back against the wall would bring out the very best version of Yarde. Benavidez actively seeks out the most dangerous challenges because he believes a hungry opponent is the key to unlocking his own greatness. For him, these high-stakes fights are essential. They are the only way he can truly grow and prove he belongs among the elite in the division.
It's a great fighter. I see that he has tremendous experience. He's been in there with the best of the fighters, the best of the best. I feel like the Anthony Yarde I'm gonna fight is gonna be the best Anthony Yarde anybody's ever seen, because I feel like his back's against the wall. This is his third time that he has an attempt to win a world title. So it's a dangerous fighter. He has a lot of experience. He's hungry, he's a power puncher. And he wants it. You know, he's excited. He came to the table excited. So these are the type of fighters I want to fight, because I know at the end of the day, once I get a fighter that's really hungry in there, he pushes me to the next level, and he brings the best out of me.
In his breakdown, Teddy Atlas firmly favored David Benavidez to win, forecasting that the champion's relentless high-pressure attack would systematically break Anthony Yarde down as the fight progressed. While he acknowledged the possibility of Benavidez getting caught and dropped by Yarde's power, he still believed the favorite would ultimately prevail. Atlas leaned towards the fight ending before the 9.5 round mark, giving Benavidez a chance to secure a stoppage victory. His analysis concluded that Yarde would be physically overwhelmed as the bout progressed, leading to a late finish.
At the end of the day, I like Benavidez to win. He's a prohibitive favorite, so you're not laying all that wood. The under-over is 9.5. 9.5 rounds. I'm probably going to go towards the under, because I just think that eventually Benavidez, unless he gets caught, and he could get caught, and he could get dropped, that could happen. But at the end of the day, I think youth will be served, and Benavidez will have a chance to get rid of Yarde before the night's over. You could just take him by knockout, then you gotta lay more.
Callum Smith gave a strategic assessment with his own ambitions clearly in mind. He acknowledged Anthony Yarde as a capable and dangerous fighter. He clearly leaned toward David Benavidez, as the victor Smith pointed to Benavidez's continual improvement and the fact that the 175-pound division seems to be a better fit for him. Smith felt that Benavidez's high-pace, high-volume fighting style presented a particularly difficult challenge for Yarde. While he considered it a good matchup, he was especially interested in the outcome, as he hoped to face the winner himself in a future bout.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Look, I think Yarde's shown, he can fight when the chips are down, but I don't know, I do favour Benavidez. I think he's getting better and better as the fight's going on. I think 175 probably suits him a little bit more than 168, and I don't know, I think stylistically, the pace he sets and the punch output is probably the wrong style for someone like Yarde, but no, it's a good fight, and again one that I pay close attention to, because I'll hopefully fight the winner somewhere down the line.
Yarde Oladipo pushed back against the notion of a straightforward fight, arguing this matchup would be far more competitive than many expect. While he still views Benavidez as the favorite, he openly questions whether the champion's legendary power will carry the same force up at 175 pounds. Oladipo predicted that Anthony Yarde would cause significant problems, citing Yarde's own power and his experience in a brutal fight of the year against Lyndon Arthur. He anticipated a dynamic bout with several twists and turns rather than a one-sided victory.
Hard first. I think that's going to be an interesting fight. I don't know if the power that we saw at 168 has carried itself to 175. Don't get me wrong, I think he's favourite for that fight, but I do think Yarde's going to cause him a few problems. I do. I think a lot of people seem to think this is one-way traffic. I don't know about that. Honestly, I don't know about that. I think there's some twists and turns in that fight. Yarde's a problem. I think we saw it against Beterbiev. I mean, remember, that was fight of the year over here. Yarde can crack, and he's very big himself. He's now experienced.
Moving ahead, the trainer, Okoye, believed the fight would be competitive for the first 6 rounds, but he did not think Anthony Yarde would be able to hurt David Benavidez. Looking at Benavidez's punch resistance, he said he had never even seen the fighter stunned or in real trouble. He felt that even in early exchanges, Benavidez's durability, which he called a good beard, would neutralize Yarde's best shots. Therefore, he concluded that Yarde lacked the power to secure a decisive victory.
I think that, it'll be competitive in the first 6 rounds. I don't think Yarde is going to be able to hurt Benavidez, so I don't think he can change the tide of that fight.
You don't think he'll be able to hurt Benavidez?
I don't think it's going to hurt him, no, because Benavidez right now, when you look at the way Yarde fights, right, early in the game, if him and Benavidez are in exchanges, I look at Benavidez's punch resistance. Like Benavidez, I haven't seen Benavidez hit by anybody where I say like, damn, you know what I mean? It look like he about to be out there. So I look at him as having like a good beard.
David Benavidez stated that he was positioning himself to become the face of boxing and the undisputed pound-for-pound #1 fighter. He emphasized that his upcoming performances were critical to achieving this goal and proving he was a champion who lived up to the title. He committed to taking the hardest possible route by actively seeking fights against the best competitors without any breaks or hesitation. He found his motivation and happiness in this relentless pursuit and in providing for his family.
I put myself in position and contention to try to become the face of boxing, take over boxing. So these next performances for me are really important, just to, like I said, I want to be, I don't care about being number 10 on the pound for pound list. I want to be #1.
That's all we do is strive to do more every day. A lot of us don't even come close to reaching our dreams or even have a dream.
Exactly, and then, like I said, like how you said, we want a champ. You guys want a champion that actually lives up to the word. I want to be that champion. I know that's going to be the hardest route I could possibly go, and that's what I'm en route to doing. You know, I want to fight the best fighters out there. I don't want to take no breaks, or I don't want to duck no fighters, and it makes me happy. This is my passion. Like I said, my family keeps me motivated.
From Jay Peterson's point of view, he acknowledged Anthony Yarde's toughness, but saw David Benavidez operate on a different level. He predicted that Benavidez's superior speed and relentless accumulating pressure would quickly overwhelm Yarde. Peterson famously described Benavidez's attack as a starting snowball that rapidly turns into an unstoppable force. Based on this, he forecasted that Benavidez would secure a stoppage victory somewhere within rounds 8 to 10.
Got Benavidez essentially in the same Yarde's not a pushover, he's not a bitch.
No.
He's coming to fight. I just think that the level difference is going to be
across the board.
Yeah, I think the level difference is across the board. And then the problem is with David Benavidez, avalanche. Once he starts to snowball, it does not continue to snowball. It turns into an avalanche, and it turns into an avalanche fast, and shit can get bad. So I do think you know, Benavidez is going to stop him in about.
Backing this promise with a father's conviction, Benavidez Sr. expressed great optimism about his son's future, stating that their goal was to test David's limits and make major fights happen continuously. He guaranteed that the upcoming bout would be an explosive and thrilling event for fans. He promised that both fighters would leave everything in the ring, ensuring a highly emotional and action-packed contest. He emphatically stated that it would not be a boring fight and encouraged everyone to tune in, as it was a must-see event.
The future for David looks very promising and looks very good. So we're just here to keep proving ourselves and keep proving the limits, how far David can go, you know, and that's what he wants to do. So if he wants to do that, we're going to work hard and make things happen. So those fights, this is a guaranteed fight that's going to have fireworks. It's going to be exciting. You're going to sit down, you're going to get up, and it's just going to be great. You know, you're going to have two fighters that are going to leave their heart inside, and you know, I'm guaranteeing there's going to be an exciting fight. It's not going to be a boring fight. Nobody's going to want to miss every second of emotion, you know, and it's going to be a great card, and that's why you should tune in November 22nd.
Anthony Yarde is training intensely in the ring with his trainer, working on punch combinations with the pads. He executed the drills with heavy, powerful shots, demonstrating his physical commitment to preparation. Sweat poured from his body, providing a clear visual testament to the extreme effort he was exerting. This intense session highlighted his dedication and the grueling work he was putting in ahead of his crucial upcoming fight. On the other side, David Benavidez is looking at an extremely intense pad session as he prepares for Anthony Yarde. He unleashed a non-stop barrage of punches without taking a single break, showcasing his exceptional stamina, power, and focus. His labored breathing and the visible physical strain on his body conveyed the sheer difficulty of the workout. The entire session clearly communicated his complete dedication and the extreme level of conditioning he was achieving for the upcoming bout. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more expert fight analysis. Now we want to hear from you. Who are you picking to win this epic clash? Let us know in the comments below.